Okay, we're about to have a talk by all. See the core concepts and the value of BizDevOps. Okay, please take care.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy here to share BizDevOps with everybody. And actually, I feel a little bit nervous, so maybe I could tell myself need to take it easy here, and hope everybody, just like me, take it easy here and have a happy hour, have a happy session. I'm Augustin, and I'm founder of a company to provide consulting service and training services. And I'm also a professor to teach the software engineering. So if you don't mind and want, you could add me as a Facebook friend, and you could find me just communicate engineering related affairs. I like to discuss those things with my friends. So you could use this QR code to add me, or you could join the DevOps Days Taipei, because I'm also an organizer in DevOps Taipei, and we are now call for proposal. So if you want, you could use this QR code, and there will the form is in English version, and so you could read it and send your proposal. Okay, here we go. Before sharing, I would like to share a story with each other to let everybody to know a little bit the context about the BizDevOps, and I think that will help. But that is a simplified story, so here we go. She is married and is a salesperson and is a professional and know every details about the market. And one day she found if their product has some features, they will make a big success, and a lot of users will use their product, and they will earn more money. So she feel very excited and find his friend is a project manager called Peter. Peter listen the scenario, listen this feature, and try to scoping down the requirements, and he say, oh, this feature is really excellent, it's really brilliant, and he can imagine what kind of a success they will got after this feature is implemented. So he just go find the John. The John looks cool, just like every engineer. He say, the problem, I'm experienced engineer and can handle each kind of feature. So I will put that feature into my schedule and deliver on time. Of course, the team have a DevOps. They will think about operation troubles at first, and the design phase, and put those details into the implementation. So they will have a good delivery. And of course, those testing, those check is automated, so that if there is something wrong, the CI/CD pipeline will fail and stop any delivery. So there will no trouble deliverable into the production environment. However, there is an accident here. John found there is a corner case and detail he doesn't know very well. She want to reach out Mary or Peter for more detail to see how to solve this corner case, but he can find them. So he make a guess. They make a guess and think we have DevOps and we have speed. So if we make a wrong guess, we still could modify it very soon. But in the end, you could see many cry because the result is failed. It's bad. So what's wrong? So what's wrong here? The answer is very, very, very clear because the requirement is incomplete. Because of the lack of the context and the domain knowledge. While passing the requirement to different roles, the information will get lost, especially for the corner case of the domain knowledge or some context information. And all of the information will be owned by Mary because he knows the market, he knows the context. However, engineer cannot reach those information. Even John is an experienced engineer. He can handle the domain knowledge related trouble, but he cannot handle the context information. And this real problem, this trouble will bring extra trouble for the team. Everybody can imagine that if you don't know the detailed information, and you will feel afraid to make a decision to prioritize your job because you will make a wrong guess just like John. So we will protect ourselves, and that will harm our autonomy. And of course, the distrust grows, and you will miss the opportunity. You cannot make more money. So how could we fix this issue? Let us review a paper from Papa. Of course, this paper is the first paper about agile infrastructure. This paper is called Agile Infrastructure and Operations. It Patrick want to see if the agile the infrastructure environment to use the agile practice. And here is a key called flow. So after I read this paper, and I know one thing, if we would like to solve the problem, we have to find the flow to get the holistic view of the trouble. And of course, the flow will aim at a value. So there's two keys to solve the trouble. One is value, and another one is flow. Value just like a North Star, and the flow just like a tool to let you know the holistic things. So what is a value? There is two kinds of value. One value is from provider, and the other value is from consumer. Provider will find some potential needs and fulfill those needs and generate output. Consumer will leverage those output to generate their outcome. If the outcome is good, he will give some money to provider, and provider will feel happy to implement more needs. That is a positive loop. So we put more focus on this positive loop. It's just like this. The loop, provider side, will find feature, implement, and deliver something to consumer. Consumer will find those deliverables and learn that deliverables and use that. This cycle is a positive loop for any software product. And we could see there are three different kind of roles here. John is provide engineer domain knowledge, and Peter provide management knowledge, and Mary provide domain knowledge. They have different kind of domain knowledge, and they have a different kind of viewpoint. So because we would like to solve the trouble in the software development team, so we put the focus on the provider side. In the provider side, the left side is look at it. Is look from the organization aspect, and the other side is for the technical aspect. So we could see Mary is here. He will convert the business goal to business needs. And the business needs will arranged, managed by Peter. He will find the product requirements, bug, and those things will convert it to the engineering side. Engineering side will convert it to the program. And finally, we will put to the production environment to give the deliverables. We can see there are two kinds of interface here. One is the business team, management team, engineering team. They need to collaborate with each other. That is the usual and origin problem DevOps want to solve. DevOps always want to have a high collaboration with different teams. And another one is here. For business side, the deliverable, the key here is to realize the management part think the production, he want to control it, want to control the feature implemented on time, in time, and anytime. An engineer want to deliver the feature, deliver the implementation. So we could see that. We could see this. One is handover trouble, and another one is viewpoint trouble. Look back, you can see that. Information will flow to different row, and the information will be converted to each in different terminology, and that will make the context loss. And another one is the people with different knowledge will have a different kinds of mindset to see the output. So the BizDevOps want to solve these two trouble. One is handover trouble, another one is viewpoint trouble. Okay, so BizDevOps is enabling business professionals, managers, and engineering personnel to have shared awareness and collaborate to achieve business objectives, just like the origin DevOps. So here we start to separately to discuss different these two topics. The first one is handover issue. The most quick way is to construct the whole team. A whole team means every member in the team join the work full time. And commonly, we always say the team member is maybe the size of team member is 8 people or 12 people, but actually this is limited by the Dunbar's number. Dunbar's number said that the 15 people is the upper bound for a small team, because it's about our recognition, brand recognition. So based on different contexts and the different products, we could arrange our member in 8 to 15. It is totally okay, and that does not incur too much cost for the communication. And another one, but there is a trouble here, is if our team is 12 person, the programmer will maybe 6 person or 7 person or more. How could we arrange those guys into our team? The team will become too large. But here we have to know, we talk about the skills, not roles. It means we have to other skills. Maybe we are not the expert for that skill, but we know the skill and know how to leverage or use it tenderly. Because sometimes, for example, security team, in organization, it is hard to arrange a dedicated security guide for each development team if the team size is 8 to 12. So the organization will construct a security team, maybe is expert 7 or 10 experts to build on some security tool for everybody use that. But there will be a one contact window in each team. And that team will know what's going on or the domain knowledge from the security team to bridge such kind of the skill into their team to enable their team to have the security skill. Okay. So, but we still, actually, I often listen this trouble. Everybody tell me, come on, salesperson is always busy, cannot attend any meeting. So you just follow the rule, follow the policy, follow the requirement, and implement that. As well, that is your job, is engineering job. And it's impossible to construct a whole team. And even we try so many hard to construct such team, we still get another feedback. Complete is impossible, you know. So how could we do for that? If we would try any way to construct a whole team, but we still have some stakeholder or relevant stakeholder outside the team, we have to construct and we have categorized those relevant stakeholder first and construct and build and provide different kind of channel tool for them to make the vision, make the needs, make the information aligned. That is the key here. If you cannot construct a whole team. And another important key here is the topology thinking. Topology thinking, the traditional organization leverage this kind of structure is a hierarchical structure. But we have to know that hierarchical structure 9 will be communication 9 because each department, each team has their own KPI. They will just focus on their KPI. So if the hierarchy just like this, the communication will be bad. But sometimes we will find a few people know how to facilitate or accelerate the progress because they know those potential 9. But that is unstable solution for a group, for the organization, or for your team, because if he just take a vacation, the team cannot have this kind of capability to negotiate or communicate others. So we need to have our organization more flat, and that the team to organize by themselves, by function, and maybe it's a short time, in a period of time, not very long. For example, this shared goal means a BU or means an independent product. And in that, there will be maybe 50 or 60 or 80 person in it. But we say a team member, the size of team member is among 8 to 12. But in this team, we could allow them to organize by themselves by current job. For example, this team is for user experience. And this team is for engineer, is this team for deployment, because recently this team would like to deliver something. And in next spring or next iteration, the team structure could be changed. Okay. And in another tip here is to let our member, just like we say before, and allow engineer person or some other people, because even engineer has different kinds of personality. Some people would love to discussion with others, not just like a jig, just type a keyboard and implement something. We could let those engineer or programmer to as a contact window to discuss the salesperson or domain expert, to know their details, to know their context, to know more about any information from them. And finally, this man, we all have could be representative as a lead person. And if the team cannot reach him, he could give some more better decision or guess. But even if we still suffer from this, for example, because in Taiwan, we often say if we do not protect myself and just open everything to the salesperson or business guy, they will just blah, 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 give me a lot of requirements and push us to need to implement it on time or in time anyway. So we do not open my mind. We have to try to protect myself. Why? Because we try to tell the businessman or salesman we have a technical debt, we have to fix it because it makes more and more trouble of the system. There are a lot of bugs, there are a lot of implementation time effort comes from the technical debt, but the businessman doesn't know that. He just say, okay, we have a more important feature have to do, and you have quickly implement it. There is time to market trouble. They have a different kind of viewpoint here, and there will be conflict between them. So troubles from viewpoint. We could see see this video. This video is about car manufacturing. So in this video, in this video, we could see that in the manufacturing, the value is visible, touchable, tangible. One car, we could sell a car, produce a car, sell a car, and there is a common base for the value. But in software, our value is feature, bug, risk, debt on our pipeline. How could you explain what is the risk to the businessman or businessman? How to explain the feature? How important the feature is to tell the engineer you have to do that right now? It's based on subjectively concern, not objectively. So let us see a quick sample. Everybody think that the statement is correct. This sample is from the Stack Overflow. There is a discussion just like this. Everybody, is the statement correct? 2 exclamation equals 2. Is right? Is it correct or not? Is correct or not? For different people, we have different answer. For engineer, it means no matter any factor, it means 2 not equals 2. But for mathematician, it think is 2 multiplied 1, so it equals 2. They have a different kind of knowledge, so he have different kind of viewpoints. And another one, you see that. The mathematics also, okay, this statement is also true. But for programmer, it's just a wrong code. The compilation, they will suffer the compilation error. But if look at this, I'm not a mathematician and also not a programmer. I will say, what are you talking about? Just like this. So if we would like to solve this trouble, how can we do? The only way is to find the correlation part between these three different men or different role or different knowledge, different contexts. We just don't push any explanation or just try to explain anything to other guy because he really doesn't know what you're talking about. He really doesn't know. Actually, I'm a programmer in 2000. I'm trying to implement an Android app before, and I want to tell our project manager that we have to base on some standard. If we don't comply with that, we will suffer a lot of trouble in the future because the standard is also the standard for the general camera. But you say, oh, I am an engineer before, so you have to listen to me. Now just implement that feature simply and in that wrong way. I cannot explain anything to him. I just try to read hard and use my weekend to solve this trouble. And then he just stopped his mouth because I implement the feature on time. But indeed, not every time we could push ourselves to shoot in this kind of trouble. So we have a need to construct a common base for everybody to talk about. Which kind is common base? We take a look for this. This example is about a person who very like Putin, and he say, if you put one Putin one day for me, any other dish is totally okay. Any kind of combination is totally okay. I just want Putin one day, and we could see the calorie because he just one day cannot eat no more 400 calories in one meal. So people could, based on those metrics, to have a different kind of combination, and don't forget to give a Putin for him, and we will feel happy your solution. It's really clear because he say no more 400 calorie and one Putin. So we keep looking at another example. This example is said that this is a company just want to renew their legacy system, and their legacy system is kind of have a lot of attack debt and risk and bugs. So before he want to renew it and provide a new product for him, you can see the nine stands for the end user volume, and the blue one for the depth in the team workload. The yellow one means the risk workload, and the red one for the bug, and the feature for the green one. And at the very beginning, they focus on to shooting the risk, bug, and the depth because you want to renew their system. After that, they push the system to the market and try to sell the new features, and we could see the end user going up. While the user going up, the salesman say, okay, now we need to time to market. We need to facilitate more and more user to join our product. So let's start to skip the debt, start to skip the risk, and finally they only fix the most important bug. But in the end, we could see the end user going down. The volume of end user decrease. And decrease to September, they think, okay, maybe a lot of people doesn't like our product because our product is unstable. So they try to go back to fix some debt and fix some risk. And you could see the end user start to going up again. So what if the team has this kind of metrics? He could tell the businessman, if you stop us fixing the trouble, fixing the bug, your end user will going down. Maybe in 2 months, maybe in 3 months, but must going down. He will know, okay, you just want to take care of my business. So maybe you are right. They know the business. They don't know the depths. They don't know the bugs, no matter what you say. So, I call this is the value diamond in here. The triangle, the upper triangle is means for the business goal and the management index, and the bottom one is engineering index and the process performance index. There will be an overlap area here, and this overlapped area will be a common base for different role. And this is the area we could discuss based on the objective view, not subjective thoughts. But no matter what we find the valuable insight, we have to know one thing. Matrix means it has a lot of conversion and get a simple result. It abstracts a lot of detailed information from the raw data. So if we find there's a trouble here, there is a matrix get weird, we still need to go the press, in Japanese, go gemba. We still need to go gemba to see what's going on, to check the raw data, to communicate with your people, to know what's going on. That is the way to shoot in the trouble for the team. Okay. So BizDevOps. I summarize the BizDevOps and into a cycle. It must be in product thinking. And another key is the data-driven. Data-driven can help to solve the conflicts from the viewpoints. And the business development operation need to collaborate with each other in different job. And the job is just almost like a SDLC, I think. Okay. Thank you. Here's my presentation today. So if there is any question you want to, not sure. Is anyone have a question want to ask? No.
So it's time to question time, Q&A. If you have any question, please raise your hand. And online is available. If if you have any questions, please post your question on Zoom. Okay.
Hello. Yep. So you told us a very interesting thing about, like correlating how much time you're spending on bugs, features, and the user count going up and down. Like technically, who should be the owner of that conversation with the business, like the product manager or the engineering lead or like the scrum master? Like who would the business listen to, like in these terms, or the engineer himself? Who should own this conversation and this,
You mean who to responsible for this the data-driven discussion?
Yes.
Or responsible for the data manipulation? I'm not sure for the data metrics.
Who's responsible for like this data-driven discussion? Like who takes the insights from these data and talks to the business people? Like should the engineer do it himself, or the product manager? Should he look at this data? Like who should be the?
Actually, based on my experience, I will talk to my customer. They have to build a dashboard, just like a monitor, that everybody knows the metrics. But the one responsible for start the discussion, or sometimes is from the project manager, because he have a lot of the project management related knowledge. So he will think, oh, this something wrong, and to bridge the meeting to each other. But sometimes I will observe some engineers will find the trouble because you could see the metrics from the dashboard. So I think that is good for transparency. So this kind of practice called Obeya, I think.
I have one question specifically to the entire cycle. What happens if one of the cycles are really is lower than the other one? How we can actually solve that if normally it's lower because there's a bottleneck normally related to some person or people skill that person cannot have it, right? Like that person cannot move forward. So we are getting slower and slower because of one specific function on the entire flow. So how would you think that's the best way to solve these kind of problems?
Okay. So your question is that if there's some member and he or she just work for some special function and log on it, but there is other job need to do. So how to solve this trouble? Actually, this still need to back to the data. If in the iteration style, we always have the opportunity to rearrange our job. Actually, we cannot completely solve the bottleneck, but we could facilitate or help to the bottleneck to get the job more easier or more quick. For example, we may analyze which kind of task he or she responsible for, and let them focus on the certain job, and that other minor job or minor task to others to move to other ones, not and make that people just focus on the main business or that function. But if you say we need a human resource because just it's not enough, human resource is not enough, we still need to back to the data and tell maybe the BU head or the salesperson. I know it's totally different in different kind of organization. Says okay, we have a lot of important feature have to do, so we need more people. But we have to tell them, if you don't want to add the people, what will happen? And based on data, because the businessman cannot know. I give you a function and ask you to implement it, and you take maybe 1 month or 2 months, but now you tell me you cannot fix it and you need more people. He will get curious. why do you tell that at the beginning? So you still need to back to the data and let them know we need more person, or we need to do the more important thing. And this is my question, but I have to say the bottleneck cannot be fixed. It is just to release. Yeah.
So let me just, so you said that we should have like back it on the data, and so then we can make like a better decision on top of that as well.
Yeah.
But making that data is already a work by itself. So what if that one is not being done properly or correctly? The gathering of the data, right? Because if we have the information, then maybe we'll be able to make a better decision. But what if we don't have that information? So it's kind of unknown, or it's visible for the entire process that there's that bottleneck. But because we don't have the data to back it up, it's difficult to start the conversation about it. So how would be the best way to
actually
tackle that?
in a traditional way, we always have a traditional Excel to record each people work maybe 4 hours for that, 3-4 hours. Maybe you could start from that. That is anyway, it's the real data for you. And you have to try to link those data to the business goal and the business result. That convince them, because you take out that shit, the businessman will say, oh, you come, I know what you want to say. You want people, right? Oh, go outside. You know, you will get that result. So you try to link to the business result and tell him which kind of business result will happen. And then tell him, okay, based on the shit, I find we need more resource, or we need to decrease the feature. That I think you say the waterfall. Actually, even in agile style or in iteration style, sometimes we cannot have this kind of metrics so easily, because this kind of metrics have to construct based on, for example, if you use the GitLab or any kind of open source platform, you need to facilitate to extract the data into one database and link those data to the issues, and label those issues in different type of job, and map those into the process, and then map them into the business result. This is the 4 layers conversation for those data construction. So actually, I think that is really hard, but it is worth for them to achieve, to try to improve ourselves to gather those data to solve our problem. Or otherwise, we always get angry to discuss this. This are really uncomfortable, I think.
So last point, like, so who should be the person actually owning it to do that, or responsible to do that? The entire process that you already shared.
Oh, you say who responsible for this?
Yes.
Sometimes maybe DevOps engineer. If you have some organization will have dev engineer just build a platform and provide a platform tools or something else. Maybe that those guys could responsible for this, or sometimes we will leverage the data team in the company to help to analyze or do some ETL things to provide some results on that. And the worst case, I have to say engineering team. Yeah, I also can, but it's very interesting. Sometimes you tell your engineers, so I could give you a chance to collect the business result and link those to your effort. Engineer will feel happy, because engineer always want to know what do I do every day. So let them know their value. They will happy to do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, this is time. So if can, okay. Please contact him after this session. Okay. Thank you. So it's almost time to 45 p.m. Yeah, okay. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you. So if you have question, please contact us. After this session, we will have another session at 3 p.m. Until this, it's time to rest. Please chat. Okay.